Less is more. We've all heard that sentence at least once in our lives. This sentence is actually very relevant for UX design. Hick's law states that the more options you have, the longer it takes to make a decision. And this principle is supported by cognitive load, which means that our brain takes lots of resources and lots of memory resources to digest a ton chunks of data. But if you take the same data, put it into smaller chunks, it would be much more digestible and much more easy for our brains to absorb. And an everyday example we can find in our microwaves. How many times did you go to your microwave and debate whether you need to press the pizza button or the popcorn button? Every time I use my microwave, I think about this sentence by Steve Jobs. The only button a microwave needs is a plus 30 seconds. Welcome to the second episode of UX Principle for Beginners. This video will learn how we can use Hick's law in our products to create a better user experience. If I already mentioned Steve Jobs, which is hands down my favorite designer, let's talk about the Apple TV remote control. Up until then, TV remotes looked like this. Way too many buttons for us to choose from. None of us has ever used all of these buttons. And so the Apple TV was so minimalistic and only shows you the buttons that you actually need to use. I can't even look at a normal remote anymore. But let's talk more about digital products. A great example of Hick's law is Netflix. Imagine if Netflix would throw all of their entire library at you with millions of thumbnails. It wouldn't be easy to choose which movie or TV series we want to watch. So instead, what Netflix did, they used 90% of the screen for only one option. And this option is usually the #1 trending. Like for me today was Bridgerton, which I haven't watched, to be honest, any of the seasons. Let me know if it's a good one. Should I give it a go? I'm usually more of like a chick flick kind of reality TV kind of girl. What was I saying? They use 90% for only one option, and then at the bottom of the screen, they categorize things that are tailored for you. Even within these categories, they don't show you 20 thumbnails. They only show you like 6, and you can scroll between them. They really reduce the cognitive load for you to be able to really make a decision fast. And not only they do that, they start playing the big option in the 90% of the screen. So they really draw you in and really don't want you to start scrolling and exploring too much, because again, the more choices you have, the longer it will take to make a decision. The second example is Typeform, which use a slightly different way of Hick's law. You've probably filled out Typeform forms without even knowing, because it is so popular. A lot of government officials use these kind of forms that are very long, lots of questions on the screen. You get anxiety just seeing these forms. And what Typeform wow, that's hard to say their name. What Typeform has done is they only show you one question at a time. You can also choose to show or hide the progress bar. I personally do appreciate progress bars because I need to know how many questions I still have left. And by that, you're only focused in one answer. I'm so sorry for the noise if you can hear this. What not to do. In this example by Gmail, their settings are so complex. My brain wouldn't be able to digest it even on Adderall. Compared to MacBook settings, which are not only categorized by the side menu, you can see that they group together elements that are similar to each other. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As you can see, I give you small chunks of UX principle to not give you too much of a cognitive load. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.